we are going to transition back over to SSG versus G1 when we can. I'm Tools. Joined with me is Mikowski. Welcome back to the stream, Mikowski.
Tools, good to be back here with you for whichever of these two series we get to witness at the start. It looks like both of these lobbies populating simultaneously, so we might switch gears here and head right into that SSG versus G1 grudge match. What a series between those two teams we had yesterday, going all the way to a Game 5. And if you'll recall, the NA Super, one of the most classic series in Halo Infinite history, came down to G1 versus that Cloud9 roster at the time, now representing SSG, as we need two more players in that lobby to populate one more in the FaZe lobby. Ladies and gentlemen, gamers, I know you're antsy. We're getting close.
Well, you saw Renegade leave, so Renegade torching our time right here. So in the meantime, let's go over to the chat, see what's up. And I just saw my man Onset, the main HCS gasser, the main guy, who looks so handsome. I think he's got the biggest biceps out of anyone in the HCS. Don't let Clutch hear that I said that, Onset, but my guy filling himself out. Thanks for the sub, Onset. And if you guys don't want to experience ad time, you can join Onset in subbing to the channel. We love and appreciate everyone that's supporting. This is all community funded. Great efforts from everyone on the team, and we're making sure that everyone here is feeling appreciated, feeling the community's been great thus far, and looks like we are having the first game loading up. FaZe versus TSS going to be on our screen soon.
Huge series coming up here, and huge support from the Halo community all weekend long. Started off the weekend with just over 100 streams after onsets. We're almost at 700. Tools, are we going to get over 1K before Tuesday? That question will be answered soon enough. But I don't doubt the Halo community after all of the support we've seen this weekend. Thank you guys so much. Could not be able to do this here without you, because like you said, this is entirely community driven. This is all volunteer work here on our side to make sure that the community doesn't miss a second of that passion dripping from these teams.
Absolutely. We're going to be able to get a little bit of a teaser of this FaZe match before our main show. SSG versus G1 is up. Empyrean flag going to be our first game, and honestly, I've been loving the change of pace of Empyrean flag for our best of fives. The dual sniper action, the rockets, the overshield, it makes for an exciting game. TSS just came off of beating Frosty's, Royal 2s, and Snakebites old teammate in Lethal. Sentinels went down at the hands of this TSS roster, and now TSS looking to make an even bigger upset. But already Frosty with a flag away. Royal 2 with the sniper in the back, not looking good for the side of TSS.
TSS carrying on that Cinderella run here to the weekdays, and they've got a tough task ahead of them as they handle it really well. 3 going down. Renegade, the only player left with those rockets, gonna negate that overshield and the life of Swish as well. Huge bounce back and regain just as 3 members went down for FaZe Clan. Renegade clutches up.
Yeah, Renegade clutches up, but it's not going to be enough. TSS keeps this flag on its way. They have to deal with Mortally as he kept Renegade from getting the touch, and the flag is in. A huge response from Super CC and the crew. And that was after FaZe had a flag halfway through. TSS all overextended, were able to get those kills, and the counter cap is in. FaZe reeling at the start.
Wow, just as it looked like FaZe potentially having a good run of their own. All the attention on that long haul side. We saw Renegade with that double kill. However, it was Super CC flipping the map, running it down the sword side to take this early 1-0 lead. And Garrett, when you look at the history and statistics, FaZe undefeated on CTF this year, 11-0 in fact. So if TSS wants to cause an upset here, they're gonna have to cause a historical one, as FaZe has yet to lose this game type.
Yeah, FaZe, our #1 seed, were able to beat Optic Gaming and back-to-back best of fives yesterday, continue on their tournament today. That being said, we did see G1 versus SSG starting, so we're going to transition over there when it's ready. That being said, with the new streaming rules, you guys can keep an eye on this match. We'll also keep you updated, but just want to make sure everyone understands we are going to transition over to that Space Station Gaming and G1 matchup as it's starting in our picture-in-picture.
Here we go. G1 versus SSG, a rematch from yesterday where SSG got the best of Gamers First in that game 5. Will history repeat itself? Or will G1 take that next step? And G1 taking down FaZe Clan this weekend. The only team to take down FaZe in a best of 5 series. So I'd say, Garrett, their performance throughout the rest of that tournament over the weekend was a little disappointing. A big reason for that was the loss to SSG. Can Gamers First right the wrong here against a formidable foe?
Yeah, G1 looked to be primed to have a potential tournament win after they beat that FaZe roster in a game 5 on this map. But then Space Station ruined those dreams and BTH stomped them out. A devastating loss for the side of G1, and well, the losses could stop here. Sab trying to get this flag back, but they have to get through StelluR and Bound. They pair together to take control of G1's base, but they have to keep the onslaught of G1 players back.
StelluR the last line of defense, but it looks like it's not going to be enough now as Pznguin has to question and ask, does he want a desperate here? Eco with that kill is going to push Pznguin forward. Space Station here has a chance, but no, Gamers First with the capitalization of some early points here are up 1 after just 1 minute.
Yeah, great response from, great answer from G1 to some of that early pressure. StelluR was able to get that sniper, but he wasn't able to clear those bases. And still G1 knocking on that door, have complete control of the snipe side. It's going to be up to the Rookie of the Year, Bound, to try to make some stops, but the trades are immediate. G1 looking to recover their base as Space Station keeps pushing forward. They have to get through Suspector. Man, Suspector's been so good for this G1 roster, Mikowski.
Suspector, we've seen him pop off with that sniper rifle. And more than just the sniper rifle, he's had strong starts, strong finishes, really been an anchor for this G1 roster, the newly looked G1 roster, maintaining bubu dubu, switching up the rest of the players with the roommate Falcated Suspector. Really, this is a friend squad. This is putting to the test that question. Would you take the vibes over maybe even sometimes the talent if the chemistry, cohesion, and communication is enough to beat talent? Gamers First posing that question. Suspector posing some shots into the suit of Pznguin and others, but he's been detected. And now it's up to him to just scurry away and wait for the rest of his team to get onto the other side. He's calling in the Discord saying, guys, hurry up. I'm getting pushed here by StelluR and I need your help.
Yeah, creeping underneath on that snipe tower. He's going to be able to prevent Space Station from getting towards runway, leaving the overshield for his teammate. They take care of the rockets right away as well. Suspector played his life wonderfully, but the pink mist puts him in danger. StelluR not able to get the finish. Suspector gets the kill. The flag's still on its way, not able to get around that corner. So unfortunate for the G1 push. It's going to be Pznguin who just is on the stop. My God, that could have been disastrous for Space Station if Pznguin didn't get that kill.
Oh, Suspector doing a great job there to almost break the tracking there of the Needler. Multiple instances there. Could have been a really frustrating sequence here for SSG, but instead it's almost beneficial because Suspector, he gets on the respawn and gets sent back to the sniper side where he's now got a newly minted sniper to work with. StelluR on the competing side with that competing sniper rifle. With these two teams in a standstill here, Garrett, it really might come down to that first opening snipe before we see the push. Falcated instead with that battle rifle gets the opening snipe. Eco trading though, 3-3. No advantage for either of these two teams. StelluR looking to change that, takes down 2 from Gamers First, and now we start to see the push from SSG.
Bubu Tubu spawns in the worst possible spot. StelluR puts the shot right in, and now the rest of Space Station come to finish the rest of G1. And StelluR has an immediate flank. Bubu Dubu's in trouble. The heat wave and combination of StelluR's BR will get the kill. Sab goes down. It's a quick 4 down. But the nades are going to stop this flag for now, and it's getting a little bit risky. Bound can't win the fight. G1 look to stabilize. No player from Space Station to follow up the flagpole.
Huge stop there from G1, and you might be saying, Mikowski, it's early in the game. It's not a huge stop. As SSG only down by 1, but here's a stat for you. When SSG scores more than 0 flags, so when SSG scores at all, they win 100% of the time. So G1 for the next 7 minutes gonna have to make sure that they don't allow Space Station to get even a sniff of a cap, because if they do, they're more than likely going to win this one.
And what a crazy stat, 100% victory. But what's crazy is, like, you see that, you're like, oh, so they just win all their flag games. But no, they've lost plenty of flag games. It's just when they can't get a flag cap, they just can't seem to get it to work, right? And so far, we're seeing a little bit of that result, right? It's constantly getting into this base, but not able to find any of the follow-up. And it might be because of this player right here. Falcated's made play after play to stop them in their tracks.
Sab, last player alive for G1, making a huge play there. Taking down StelluR, Eco Smith going down as well. And that last player alive moment there for Sab gives Gamers First a chance to push off spawn here from a position of strength, but Bound with one better has that overshield to work with. Shots going down on Suspector, waiting for the potential drop from Snipe Tower to get the back smack. Bound knows it, he's looking for it, he gets the pick up there. Huge communication, huge coordination, and great prioritization of your kills. The most important player was the player up top there, the Snipe Tower, not Suspector, who was dead to rights, dead in front of that player for SSG. So great recognition here from the squad of four as they look to regain here and tie this one up.
Yeah, look, Space Station have decent control of the map. They get the flagpole out, but they're not able to get it far enough. It's Falcated once again who stops that flag. Another failed push by Space Station. They're just not able to execute on the last phase. They've been getting slays, they've been getting forward, but they just can't get the flag home. On the other side, we just saw G1 who didn't really have a full control, didn't really have full slays, but were able to pull a flag and eventually persevere and get that flag home. Shows a steep difference in the objective efficiency between the two teams. And well, you might be seeing Space Station in trouble. The flag goes out, but they recover quickly. 3 go down. Falcated last alive in his base with a sniper as the players from Space Station push forward.
Yeah, and Garrett, we talked about that stat earlier for SSG. Doesn't mean that they haven't lost CTF matches, but it's their best game type. 70% of the time they are winning here on CTF. And we know earlier from Snow stats, as long as they get one cap, 100% of the time, they're able to come out on top. Right now, Gamers First, the focus is on defense. They've already got that first flag in early after just 1 minute now. Entirely focused on defense. Sab with the Needlers doesn't connect with enough as StelluR takes him down. Numbers advantage here for SSG and a roaming Bound pushing up with the sniper rifle.
He finds a rogue bubu dubu, but not able to take him out. And now the rest of bubu team's here, but the rest of bubu's team's gone. Bound with the double kill. Overshield for him. He just 1v2'd them. Are you kidding me, Bound? You can't send any amount of numbers to take care of this guy.
Bound with a 1v2 win, and it's one better as he earns himself that overshield as well, pushing in with all of it now. Gamers First has got to stop the bleeding, but no, they're going to bleed out. All 4 down. Bound looking to put a good run together, but they're going to have to play great defense, knowing that all of Gamers First is going to be spawning on that sniper side. Is anybody from G1 able to sneak out to the other side of that 50-yard line? No. 2 on the side of Snipe, 2 on Sword. This is looking like a cap here for SSG and danger for G1.
The stats stay true. Space Station has a 100% win rate when they capture a flag. G1 might just be in trouble, and it's because of this guy right here. Bound 19-10 on the game. He has started to heat up, and Gamers First just can't find a solution. Look at him, free reign into the base. There's no one to stop him.
And SSG used no resources to score that flag. That's a big reason why they're running it back. Quite literally, another flag in the hands of SSG. A potential dagger here with just over 3 minutes to go. That sniper rifle spawning in 10 seconds. But Garrett, if you wait for it, SSG might be all the way through the long haul. That's why you're recognizing, look at that, nobody from G1 waiting for that flag, or excuse me, for that sniper. They know the flag is the priority. Bound just barely getting around that corner. No, he doesn't. Wow. It's the Hail Mary grenade from Bubu Dubu and a double kill to boot, which has G1 with a chance to stop this flag.
One more player. Penguin's getting it. Dubu gets the pull. Penguin wins the brawl. Fight is in the favor of Space Station for now, but Sav is making a miracle play. It's back. It's back. Suspector has the ball. 3 go down. It's a counter. It's on its way. Are you kidding me, G1?
I have chills everywhere. Suspector coming in hot with the haze, the grenade, the damage, takes down 3, stopping that flag from SSG. They were right on the brink. We're going to call it a goal line stand, hot off that Super Bowl last night. Unbelievable action here again today in the HCS. Woo!
G1 just pulled a miracle, but they have to finish the fight. Rockets up. It's an insta-splode off the drop shield from Sav. He's going to be able to get the rockets. Can he connect? Eco goes down to 1 shot. No one going to challenge him for now. Sav's position's known, but the rockets are too powerful. Bound was able to get the overshield. Bubu Dubu's giving them the information. Sav waiting to execute as he lays with these rockets. Overshield in. Bound's gone. Sav not able to get the kill. G1 trying to find the recovery.
And recovery it is. That's the perfect word, Garrett. Because last time, Bound with that overshield was deadly enough with it to earn SSG the flag score here. Looking just for a flag pull. None of that overshield left. What he doesn't need is he takes down Bubu Dubu with the help of that heat wave now. Working his way to the sniper tower. Looking to anchor spawns. Looking to block these snipe spawns. Guaranteed mangler spawns here for SSG, especially with Suspector on this side. Everyone here for G1 on the mangler. Sav works his way out towards the snipe spawn. That's huge. As he looks to separate here, give G1 the spacing they need to push out from their spawn.
Suspector's feeling this pressure. He knows that there's a line of space station players trying to get through. He'll get the first, but look at the snipe side. Space station has gotten in. StelluR's leading the charge. He wants to get this flag out. 40 seconds until we go to overtime. They want to push this one away. StelluR keeping them back, but Sav gets the kill. Bound goes down, and now 30 seconds, but G1 has a wipe. They have an opportunity, Mikowski. With 30 seconds left on the clock, can G1 pull the flag?
All of those kills occurring on G1's side of the map, so that's going to give SSG a little bit of that breathing room they need off of spawn here with just 15 seconds to go. Can Gamers first cause a sudden death overtime? StelluR with that kill on Bubu Dubu is going to make that much less likely. And my goodness, can he stake in and force sudden death? On the flip side, 2, 1, 0. No, we're going to sudden death OT.
He gets that curb slide. He maybe gets there in time.
Absolutely does.
It's just a tough one to miss, but I don't think it really necessarily goes anywhere. Overtime, here we come. 5 minutes on the clock. First flag capture will win. Rocket's so important to your success. Bubu Dubu working with his teammate to grab these, and look at them roar forward. Eco's gonna go down. Bubu Dubu in the base.
Opening break here, so crucial. An opening break win could lead to a win here in game 1. Bubu Dubu with that flag out. Great recognition. He's got the rockets, and he pulls back at the checkpoint to play some Team Slayer. Knows that with nobody down for SSG, he's got to play some Team Slayer, but instead, it's StelluR with the rockets. Bound with the overshield. He looks like the last line of defense here for SSG. The sticky goes down, so too does Bound. G1 has that flag through the long haul. StelluR, Eco Smith gonna have to put together a hell of a duo play here to potentially stop this flag. Suspector's back. That's great job here. I'm looking to see who's the player in the mauler because they just pulled all the attention. Pznguin, great positioning there because of that. 3 go down for Gamers first, and now it's SSG's chance to counter.
Oh, you give SSG an inch, they'll take it a mile. The flag is out. Pznguin's hitting heads. Bound coming in for the support, but this might be too late. Pznguin is getting it around the corner. Repulses it through. The nades stop him for now. Can Space Station recover? Bound is in the back of the base, laying down their hurt, begging for someone to get to the flag. The Slays are going for Space Station. Bound trying to get there. The return is in. Falc able to get the flag back home, but the base isn't clear. Eco gets 2. StelluR's roaring in. Bubu Dubu's in trouble.
Bound almost a little too deep in the G1 base, as you saw him unable to connect on any of those shots on the G1 spawners. Now it's up to Eco and StelluR, who are equally as deep in the G1 base. Pznguin continuing to play really well with that sniper rifle, takes down 1. Bound matches with the AR, and now G1 are starting to falter.
Getting the shots down range. This flag, it's around the corner. It's at first BR. You can see Space Station well positioned to keep their flag carrier alive, but G1 recognize that there's an open lane. Look at the overextensions. Falcated Sabinater Suspector get through, and Bubu Dubu's trying to keep that flag as slow as possible, right? He's not necessarily trying to get the stop, but he's buying his team time to get a flagpole of their own, and suddenly this fight might just come down to these rockets.
Bubu Dubu goes down, but that allows his teammates to push up. That's why we're seeing Sab on this side of the base. Can he stay alive and wait for that cycle from Bubu Dubu to return back to the other side of the map? No, my goodness. A random grenade there going out. A return potentially going down for SSG, and this could spell disaster for G1.
I don't think there's anyone there. Pznguin was last alive. He had the rockets and the game win. Oh no! G1, they thought they had it. Bubu Dubu was on the flag, but it was the rockets that went to space station to Pznguin. That makes all of the difference. He gets behind the flag returner, the kill and the win, and the stat remains true. Anytime space station captures a flag, they have a 100% win rate in tournament play in 2023, and that might continue forward today. The resilient nature of space station on display.
Wow, wow, wow. If that's the match that we can expect on on Empyrean CTF, excuse me, on land, my goodness. This is the kind of match that would have had the entire crowd, whether you're a fan of G1 or SSG, out of your seat, as we as a community got to enjoy some of the best Halo we've seen here on the remade pit map. My goodness, let's take a look here at the damage numbers. StelluR! Holy, with the 8K plus damage, and I got another stat for you from Snow. When StelluR's in the top 2 for kills on his team, they win 100% of the time. When he's on the bottom 2, 33% of the time. So the yin yang, the fork in the road, the butterfly effect. We saw so many of those moments here in this game, and StelluR popping off, leading his team to this early game 1 victory, and a lot of momentum here now on the side of SSG.
Absolutely, and you know, StelluR might have dominated on the damage dealt, but I really want to focus in on Bound. Remember, I feel like the game completely changed when he hit that double no scope at Overshield, right? That's when they get their first flag pull.
Yep.
That's when they get their first flag cap. And honestly, phenomenal effort from Bound to breathe life in Space Station's game, because it was looking rocky, right? They were getting forward, but they weren't able to get that flag anywhere. But it was this moment. He needs to win a fight. The first one, easy enough. Body shot. You don't stand a chance. Crouches in.
And let's not forget here, Garrett, just before this, I'm glad we rewound enough, because he did enough damage with the no-scope. I believe he falls here, hits a no-scope on Bubu Dubu trying to run away. It's a quick scope here. Doesn't get the finish, but Eco's there to clean it up. So I'm going to count all 3. I'm going to give Bound credit for all 3 here. And my God, it's the +1 with the addition, the timeliness. Talk about it all the time. It's not enough to hit these beautiful no-scopes that look like montage plays. When you get to 180, turn around, and there's a fresh overshield waiting for you. It's exactly why SSG was able to spur the comeback, down 1-0 in this moment, Garrett. And if not for Bound right there, they likely lose game 1, 1-0. Instead, SSG in overtime with an unbelievable 2-1 finish.
Aquarius Slayer going to be our next target. G1 needs to be resilient. Do not let this game get to them. Now we're going into is like the exact opposite, right? We talked about a little bit of the yin and yang. If Pit is yin, well, Aquarius is yang, right? We're not going to see any power weapons, no sniper, no rockets, heat wave and camouflage really only, and some of that thruster to put into work. You're going to see a lot of team shots. And remember this right here, Mikowski, the miracle play from Bubu Dubu. He pulls the flag, he buys his team time. Falc gets in, he gets 1, and then it's Suspector who comes in from the top rope to get a triple kill. Look at this nade. Boom, hits all 3 players. The second one comes in. It's going to find the finish on these 2 players.
It's one of the most unbelievable triples we've ever seen. In one fell swoop, Suspector takes down 3. And it was right here that it really felt like G1 had the energy, momentum, and most importantly, Slays to run this one back and win 2-1 instead. SSG doing a great job off their back foot, and that seems to me to be the key here on Empyrean, being able to survive and play well as the last player alive, being able to play off that back foot off of a spawn and scurry across the other side or get a slay on your own side seems to be the difference as we set our sights here. I believe on an Aquarius game 2, we might actually have a recharge instead. So if that's the case, shock rifle in full effect.
Oh, you gotta love the shock rifle. so many hype moments throughout HCS Season 1 with that weapon. And we have players that are damn proficient with it in our game too. Now, the last two time these guys played, it went to a game 5, but the Slayers, the game 2, the game 5, same scoreline, opposite results, 50-43. G1 won the game 2, Space Station won the game 5. Two very close teams in skill. So far, Space Station has had the number. G1 needs to change history.
And I believe both of those scores were 50-43. So literally the exact same outcome, just the reversal here as G1 looking to put the reversal on this series, needing one to tie it up.
Getting stuck at the bottom, Suspector gives up the free kill, and StelluR, he'll say thank you, let me push forward for 2, and StelluR got an immediate spawn towards Blue Fridge, and look how aware he was. He ran around that corner, 180, and took the challenge back. G1 are stuck in a spawn loop.
Yeah, here it is. Speaking of playing well off your back foot, there we go. Falcated. Huge to take down StelluR there, but it's not enough. Numbers still in favor of SSG. Camo in favor of SSG, and it's a 2-1 lead here. A team wipe already separating these two teams. So Gamers First reeling a little bit after that really tough, heartbreaking game 1 loss. Let's see how they can bounce back and regain.
Now gets around that corner, commando rifle, trusty as ever. Finds the kill on Bubu and gets immediately back to his team, right? Some players would immediately push into that base, try to find a second. Bound wants to make sure he has the help, but G1, they know where they're hiding. The nades have been true, and they're going to be able to find a couple of pivotal kills. Unless the Pznguin gets away. No, the hunt is in. Falc able to hunt him down, and now Space Station, for the first time in this game, look to be on their back foot.
Great regain and response here, but an even better one there from Eco from an individual perspective, as he doesn't stay alive long there top mid, and that's crucial because in 10 seconds you have that camo up. Bubu Dubu, one of the best camo players of all time. If he wins that pivotal there and stays alive, he could very well find camo in his hands. No, he goes down to Eco. Falcated takes down Eco. It is a absolute brawl here, Garrett, back and forth. Nobody finding form.
Able to pop that camouflage, but the immediate kill comes in. Eco is going to be the last alive, and while the beginning was all Space Station, the response has been all G1. Look at the scoreline. Finally, a 4-kill lead for G1. But oh my God, Pznguin finds 3. Pznguin, he's getting this game tight. He's looking for the overkill. Bubu Dubu, gotta run away, as Pznguin was in the middle of chaos, but chaos he thrives in, able to get the triple kill, and Space Station's right back in it.
And Garrett, this is looking like one of those series where you can't even blink or you might miss an unbelievable play. Just as you think it's going one way or another for one team, it goes the other as G1 down early to SSG, mounting a comeback. We saw SSG do just that in game 1 to win game 1. This Gamers First have more of the same, earning themselves back that 4-kill lead. So just as it looked like SSG was mounting a little comeback of their own, Gamers First regains that 4-kill lead.
Some damage from that high hall, able to look back, finds Falcated, but the rest of his team starts to fall. And oh no, StelluR with that pistol, he finds the first. Bubu Dubu finally shuts him down. But StelluR making a performance out of being last alive, right? That's where you are in the most danger. Instead, he reversals the situation, allows his team to spawn up and keep forward. G1 keep their lead, but look at how they're trapped at the util. It's going to be some easy pickings for the rest of Space Station.
Yeah, look at this. Despite a few double kills in the feed and on screen for SSG, it's now a 5-kill lead for G1. So talk about playing efficient Slayer. Now 6. G1, unbelievable resolve here after that heartbreaking game 1 loss. Bouncing back here as we hop back on board here with Bound. That's a cluster luck waiting to happen. Oh my goodness, can't believe StelluR Bound. Pznguin all stay alive. Pznguin eventually going down with low shields, but the survivability there was very strong from SSG, but so far their performance in game 2 is not.
Bubu Dubu lurking with this camouflage. The best camo player in the history of Halo. His rookie season, he made the entire world roar with his play on the main stage during that world championship, and he's able to get his team back in games with that camouflage. Unfortunately, just Space Station too staggered having each other's help at all times, and bubu dubu couldn't find an exploit. Space Station need to find some sort of run, right? It's just G1 just keep finding a little bit of separation, a kill at a time. It hasn't been this steep runaway, but it's just every minute that passes, it seems like G1 adds one to the lead.
And you have to ask the question, Garrett, is this an example of SSG looking a little weak, or is this an example of G1 looking strong? I'd go with that. G1 looking extremely strong. We saw plenty of great plays by some of those members of Space Station. Pznguin, though, the only member in double digits, 3 out of the 4 for Gamers First, already there. Up 10, needing 11 to close out this game, too. And my goodness, Garrett, at this point, it feels like this one might just go the distance.
Commando rifle can shred from across the map. You're gonna not. Space Station is content with letting G1 control the P side. They're waiting for that first pick before they make a move. And bubu dubu, he's been in the middle of everything, but they just can't quite take him down. And now camouflage coming up. Which team will push first? Which team is gonna break the standoff?
Bound here, bottom fragging for his team, but it's not the bottom frag that I'm concerned with. It's the assists, because SSG wins 80% of the time when Bound can get to 6 assists, which really isn't that much in a Slayer. When SSG has a Bound with less than 6 assists, only winning 14% of those games. So Bound not only going to need more slays here, but really going to need to triple cheek up on those assists. Finally finds himself another kill here, but going to need a lot more here as Gamers First only need 7.
Peppered in the back, trying his best to stay alive, but G1 looking more and more sure as this game goes on. Only 4 more kills for them to find the answer and to tie this series up. Suspector making his victory lap with the camouflage. Sab finds 47 and 48. Space Station, they're going down. Triple kill for the victory. Sab pushes us to a tied series.
Wow, 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 wow. This series is tied, and the eye test looks pretty even as well. I'd maybe give the slight edge to G1, especially after that dominant performance in Game 2. Most of Game 1, all but the last 4 minutes, were in their favor as well. So G1 able to put together, we'll call it maybe 15, 16 minutes of good Halo. SSG maybe 8. So something's got to give here in this pivotal swing game. Take a look at the damage numbers here. Gamers First, 2 players with 4K plus, Falcated with nearly 5,000, and not a single member of SSG surpassing 4. I think that tells the whole tape.
Look at this on the other side. FaZe versus TSS. They're in Game 3. Strongholds in. Well, I think FaZe might be running away with it if I'm looking at that one correct. I think they're in danger of a 250-0.
Wow, which is extremely surprising from TSS. A team that's made quite the Cinderella run alongside the likes of BTH. TSS with that top 8 performance over the weekend. Gonna need a win here to continue the pace, but FaZe looks too good.
Can we take this full? I want to actually see if they get the 250-0 real fast before we get the other game. Oh my god, FaZe is destroying them. Super CC's last alive. I don't think anyone can get there. Oh no, this could be
Royal 2.
He's popping off.
Royal 2. He needs 3 kills for a perfection.
Oh my god. Beast switching hands. They got him out of the hill.
Oh, he's hacking. No! I'm kidding.
Oh.
It's an observer glitch. I'm teasing.
Yeah, it's an observer glitch. Oh, they got the points.
You think he was?
My god.
You think he was with the performance? My goodness, Royal 2 ultimately going down, but a 14-5-1 stat line. Unreal.
Oh my god. I mean, this is what's the dangerous part about FaZe, right? It's you can go blow for blow. That flag game was so close between the two, but when FaZe gets going, FaZe gets going. That's incredible. Game 3, an absolute slaughter over for FaZe. Now back to our main show. Space Station able to win the fight. They get 4 down. G1 seeing the respawn screen, and well, you thought FaZe was dangerous at Stronghold. Let me tell you about Space Station, one of the few rosters that have multiple 250-0 performances on LAN against pro teams. They are truly the best Strongholds team I've ever seen.
And Garrett, this is a rematch from yesterday. SSG getting the better of Gamers First, 250 to 247, and it came down to a last-second B grab for Space Station. Eco staying alive as the last member, earning his team that 3-kill victory. Now up 40 though here in this rematch.
Yeah, and look, we're a minute into the game, and already 40 points on board for Space Station. They move quickly, and G1 working at a mighty deficit that they'll have to overcome. And Eco's waiting for the word that he can go forward. He finds the grapple and sticks himself a little bit of a goofy blunder. Oh, it was a great thought process, right? Mikowski gets up, wants to stick the player on the way down. They're unsuspecting. But he was also unsuspecting of the stick coming right back. Karma bites itself, and Eco's the last alive as he waits for his team to respawn.
Yeah, it's a great thought and a great start here for SSG, but look at this. Gamers First with the answer back, which is especially impressive when you look at how good SSG started off this game with the 4-down opening break. Now stopping the bleeding right as Gamers First is able to tie it. No, regains the lead, but with 3 going down for Gamers First, SSG is looking very likely to potentially trip gap here. All 4 down now for G1.
And the question is, where is the spawn going to be for G1? They get towards C, and how fast does Space Station want to play? They can try to push in and keep the trip cap pressure on. Instead, they're laying back in wait. They're going to let G1 try to push forward, but the camo has gone into possession of G1, and that's going to make the break that much easier. Falcated able to get the camo and shock rifle. B switching hands. Space Station setup completely eviscerated.
Falcated like a gargoyle on top of a skyscraper, menacingly sitting here, invisible with that shock rifle. StelluR unsuspectingly, oh excuse me, this is Falcated here with that shock rifle, takes down StelluR. And now it's G1 with the scoring again. This one's really close though. 5 seconds separating these two teams, even on the kill feed as well. As SSG regain that control of B and C, start the scoring again, but it's G1 getting control of C here. Falcated doing his best to seemingly stay alive by himself here today. The Lone Ranger, the lone survivor, able to do enough here for now to keep G1 potentially scoring.
Okay, looking for his opportunity with this shock rifle. So Spectre's going to be able to clear Pznguin out of gold, and that means Falcated realizes it's his responsibility to take action back towards this power position. He finds the first. Eco's pushing pressure for the second. They're able to capture the hill as bubu dubu gets the trade. And now look at the setup as Space Station goes on respawn. G1 have control of top A and top gold. The crosses are secure. But once again, the camouflage was up, and Space Station, no, camouflage coming up in 15 seconds. So G1 have a great setup, right? But they want to fight for that camouflage. How do they get there, right? How do you adapt to this situation? Because right now, Space Station are going to be able to grab this camouflage away, and well, Space Station can maybe parlay that into another trip cap.
Space Station doing one better than just simply playing for camo. They've got B as well now. Bubu dubu with that shock rifle. The melee doesn't connect, but it does on the side of Bound. Consequential play there as the shock rifle goes down. So too does bubu dubu, and the scoring does in fact flip into SSG's favor. Bound with that shock rifle. I believe camo also in the hands of SSG as well, unless it got burned. But right now, all focus is on Bound with this shock rifle. Gamers First going to have to put together a strong push here through glass if they want to break this stronghold by SSG.
You have to get the sniper out of Bound's hands. Falc waiting for the word that he can go. He comes around that corner, disruptor pistol in hand. The EMP just doesn't go through. Pznguin not feeling that damage over time. And now look at Space Station. Look how fast they're rolling into that tower. They want to finish those kills because Eco now knows, hey, they're going to spawn at A. You guys can go back to fight for this. I'm going to play for the trip cap. And if they win these fights, G1 is in a stranglehold.
Hey, that should reset and go back into SSG's favor. I think we do, in fact, have a trip cap on our hands here as Gamers First. Going to have to figure it out quickly. Every second, 2 points mounting for SSG. Pznguin with the grapple hook killing spree combination. That's looking good for him as 3 go down again for Gamers First. And it's a miracle here that they're even able to get a foot on A, but that might not last for long either.
This is why Space Station is the best Strongholds team on the planet. No one plays like they do. The second they smell a trip cap, they're pushing for it, and it's 2 points a second, and G1 are just on a continual spawn cycle. They just can't get to each other. They're able to get B, but it comes at the cost of 3 players' lives, and already the score has reached a deficit of triple digits as Space Station is running away with this game.
G1 had an answer for that strong 40-second stretch to start the match for SSG. Do they have an answer here in the end game? It might come in the form of that camo, but Falcated's going to have to stay alive if Gamers First is going to have any chance at that. Is again power weapon control, power up control, stronghold control, all in favor right now of SSG.
It's a masterclass of how to play Strongholds. So once again, they're able to out-rotate G1. No points to be found for this team, and Bound has the sniper and camo combination on the cross. Everything looking less and less likely. Bubu Dubu gets the first pick, but can they do anything with it? It's too much pressure. It's Sap who gets through, but Eco shuts it down. Foul's trying to get into bottom A, but only 8 seconds left for the Space Station roster to win this game.
Pound rotating all the way from the glass side to top A with that shock rifle. But look at that, A going in the favor of G1 and Bubu Dubu. So I don't know, maybe Bound should have continued to stay over at top glass. He was practically paying rent. He was there so long before. Makes that push with that grapple towards A. Sab gonna go off the map because of the repulsor. StelluR now with a chance to flip C and put the finishing touches here for SSG.
SSG so quick to find that break. G1 go for it down, and that's going to be game. They're going to be able to capture C. They're jumping into B right away, but look at the rotation. Space Station already at A, and Pznguin can contest at B. There's nothing G1 can do as this game is over.
249, 250 now. A dominant performance there, doubling, nearly 2.5ing the score of Gamers First. So in that swing game, Garrett, SSG regains control of the series, the momentum, and now it's Gamers First whose back is against the wall. Yesterday, G1 going up 2-0 on SSG. SSG with the reverse sweep. Now it's G1 that needs 2 in a row to come back and win this series.
Streets Oddball is going to be a great map for G1 to recover, right? You're going to have plenty of time to work with. You can give away a round and still find your mojo. It felt like after the blank melee at top gold, things just started to deflate for G1. But that's the problem with SSG, right? The second they feel a weakness, the second they see an exploit, they're going to take it. They push in for the trip cap and they never let go. Squeeze the life out of G1's opportunity in that game 3, and now want to continue pulling forward. I think they're going to come out as strong as ever, and really Bound has been the player I've been looking at in awe. The way he's been moving around the map, the way he's been winning the big gunfights for his team, he's been incredible thus far, and G1 need to find a solution.
And you know, Garrett, maybe that's the message from Hoaxer, the coach for G1, is, hey guys, if it weren't for that blank melee, we got full map control, we win that game, don't sweat it. And sometimes you might be faking the funk a little bit because SSG looks so good that maybe it didn't matter whether or not that melee landed for Bubu Dubu, but nonetheless, it's about the mental game. And that's really what the coach is there for, right? To keep the mental in it, to keep these guys from getting checked out. So Bubu Dubu hopefully going to shake that one off. Really can't do too much about it, right? He connected, just didn't get the result. So now G1 looking for 2 wins in a row. We hop on board here with Falcated, some of the replays from that last match. We saw plays from both teams, but it was just SSG swarming, cycling, rotating, going for those triple caps, playing aggressively, playing for that risk reward. And it was all reward for SSG in that one as we shift our attention now to Streets. Oddball, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because this one's going to be a long one.
Streets is small, it's cramped, and there's not a lot of space to make your plays. Expect to see quick actions throughout that entire game. We're gonna have to set back for a second. Looks like the players didn't fully load on in.
What do you make of this, Garrett? Kind of wild. Just looking at the tail of the tape. 2-1. Barn burner in that match. Just absolutely like one of the most insane CTF matches we've ever seen in Halo Infinite. Went to OT. And then we go into game 2. It's practically a steak-tacular for G1 in the Slayer. And then whatever a version of a stronghold-tacular is in game 3 for SSG as they look dominant there. Where do you see this one going?
I mean, where do I see it going? Where do I want it to go? I think are the better question. Where do I want it to go? Game 5, right? I want to see G1 come out and respond immediately. The problem is, it's just the momentum that Space Station has from that last game. I feel like the path of opportunity for this Gamers First roster is just slim. Trying to take down StelluR, Bound, and Eco when they're at their highest level is always proven to be tough. And then you add Pznguin into that, it can be backbreaking what this Space Station Gaming roster can do to you. And this is going to be a true trial for G1, and it's a trial that didn't go so well yesterday. And now it's time for them to try to take the retest, and we'll see if they score better.
Yeah, and when you look at the situation here for each of these two squads, 1 win away in this series from being 1 win away from securing that pool play spot. So we're not quite playing for top 6 just yet, but we're right on the cusp. Can't imagine either of these two teams not being in pool play come Charlotte, but because of the intensity, because of the difficulty, the separation in these two teams seemingly so small, it might just be the case.
Well, there we go. Players loading in. We finally have this match up and ready. Let's get back to the streets. And the open is going to be so important for both of these teams. Who gets the rockets? Can you get away with them for free? And what we've seen thus far in every game, it seems like there's been one clear winner on every start of the match. During game 2, Cloud9 were able to push through, get a clean 4 down. The response in game 3 was G1, able to break in, immediately get it was Space Station once again breaking in, getting 4 down. Space Station have been winning the starts of these games, and if I'm G1, it's time to put an end to that. You got to pull out whatever your deepest strategy is. Go into the lab with Hoaxer. What does he have cooked up?
Yeah, and this might be one of those that you revert from what you had planned. This might be an audible here from the coach Hoaxer, as we have an even gunfight here to start off. G1 now winning the best of SSG in that opening break, and maybe that's exactly what we saw here from Hoaxer. The game plan change leads to a change in results here. Now it's G1 with a good start.
I guess the Spectre getting right back into this action, throws that ball out, says we are going to get them, keep them on their spawn. Pznguin and StelluR were able to break through back to B, but G1 recognizes this. They can rotate back, and that's exactly what Bubu Dubu's doing. He's bringing this ball back towards C, and he's out-rotating Pznguin and Eco on the other side, and G1 dominate the start.
After a dominant game 3 from SSG, it's the flip, or it's a reversal. It's looking like more of the same, this time for Gamers First. Up 25 and rolling to 1. This milk is going to be of the 30-plus variety, it's looking like. And if you're a team here in the HCS, Garrett, that's the threshold you're looking for to consider it a great start. So now a great start for Gamers First, 30 on the board. Did they get that play ball out, though? That's the big question. Yes, they did. Look at that. Because of the oddball being right there, almost where Rocket spawned instead of in the back of C, giving SSG that setup for free, that is a big reason why they haven't started the scoring here and are still dealing with the push from Gamers First, despite being up in numbers.
Down gets right into the face of Sab, but Sab punches right back. Sends Bound to the respawn screen, and now G1 have their opportunity to push forward, but they need to find the kills, and while StelluR puts a stop to it on the purple lane, Eco needs to find the kill on Falcated. He's able to do so, and the rest of G1 are now in trouble. We start to see the sweep and the ball back in Space Station's possession, able to recover from a rocky start, now have everything you could possibly want as StelluR keeps his reign of terror.
A rocky start for SSG, and the Rockets now in the hands of StelluR. Taking Suspector down to no shields, gonna call on the teammate there to potentially clean that up, but now you have to watch for the push from the other side. Falcated looking to break through. That assist did get cleaned up. Suspector did go down. Bubu Dubu going down as well. Bound has Falcated's location, but Falcated wins that. Surprising there, and if he could take down Eco with that red rifle, oh my goodness, that could have regained control here at C for G1, but instead, SSG hold the line.
I love how loose the Space Station roster is playing. They're feeling free to push out of their setup to find weaknesses, to find quick flanks. It was Bound who was able to get behind 2 players, and then his teammates follow up to finish those kills, and it's led to 60 seconds of unanswered time. G1 are struggling just to get into the back, and it's finally a well-placed drop shield from Sav that opens up the back lane and gets G1 this control for now. But Penguins, he's not gonna lay still for long. He's looking to find a pick for his team, and he's gonna open up a lane after he kills Bubu. Falca able to get the trades. Suspector trying to get this ball away, and it looks like G1 are finally stabilizing in this game.
And just as it was Bound looking like the MVP for Space Station in this series, it's StelluR now with the 10 bomb already, but 3 down. He's the only one up for his team. He's gonna wait here at the PD spawn. Smart play there, making sure that Space Station collectively pushes up here, expecting a split 2-2 down each side. That's exactly what we see. Bound Penguin on one side, Eco and StelluR on the other. StelluR getting the better of Sab. That's a huge opening break push here, but you almost have to fall back a little bit because Rockets are up in 5.
StelluR has 2 ahead of him. The shotgun gets the job done. Bubu sees the respawn screen, and now it's Eco versus Sab for the Rockets. The help from Eco comes in from a spawner. Rockets move into the hands of Space Station once again. Ball back in their hands. And now G1, they're working on a limited shot clock. Only 30 seconds to find this break. And with 2 Rockets laying in wait, it's going to be a tough task. Oh no!
Falcated takes down the Rockets, now has 2 to work with. 56-86, Gamers first, down 30. The comeback could be sprung here on the backs of these Rockets here from Falcated. Can he make good use of them? You have to wonder, because of the Gamers first being down 30, you almost wonder if Falcated wants to make sure for sure that he gets those 2 kills. He does, in fact, so I thought he might have been a little conservative there. Instead, letting that first one rip, letting it rip for the triple kill as Falcated has Gamers first right back in it.
Space Station all see the respawn screen, and if we see this comeback, it's because of those Rockets going in the hands of Falcated, and he found himself a new power weapon to replace his used up Rockets. This stalker rifle in the hands of Falcated is a dangerous combination. The first kill goes in. The rest of Space Station starting to see the respawn screen as Falcated comes to put more pressure. Bubu Dubu gets the time, and we're getting closer and closer to even. Space Station, they're running out of room. They need to get to this ball, but Falcated is putting up a stiff defense.
G1 with the opening break win, looking good in that first part of the match. SSG in the middle, looking better. Who's going to put the finishing touches here on round 1? 90-86, and a rotation going down here. Look at this. Gamers first flipping the map, taking this oddball all the way to the other side. That's going to pull all of SSG over, but they're up to the task as they take down 3 for G1. Last player alive at PD, and it's a huge kill for Sab, but he goes down as well. Bound now, and SSG with a chance to put the final 10 in. 90-90 here. This one's deadlocked.
Bubu was able to get to the Rockets. They might be able to recover just in time. This ball goes in the hands of Bubu. They get it away from him. They find Bound. Bound is down. Ball so close to being captured. Bubu Dubu needs to win this fight. StelluR on this ball. They're pulling it away. Bubu Dubu not able to kill him. 3 more seconds. Space Station trying to steal it. Bubu Dubu isn't able to get there. No! Space Station deny.
I asked you at the very end, Garrett, should they rotate it? Gamers first, absolutely. Even if it was a slight rotation over towards PD or maybe even top A, likely could have led to a different result here. So again, we've seen time after time the butterfly effect go in favor of SSG. That's 2 crucial times now in these 2 series against these 2 teams.
Suspector wins the shotgun right away. He's gonna use it to control the oddball. As he wins the fight, he's gonna be able to get Rockets and allow his teammate to pull that oddball away. G1 come out strong, but they have to be feeling the hurt after choking away a surefire game of oddball towards the end when they got that break. It's going to be tough to overcome the mental fortitude these guys need. to win this round and to push us to a round 3 is incredible. And well, Space Station, they're trying to put pressure on the wounds. So far, G1 with a great response, 24 seconds of unanswered time.
Well, and I love what G1's doing with this oddball tilted over here on the Cafe A side. Did you see that? They're pulling SSG in to the waiting rockets, and now the waiting shotgun of Suspector. That ball was all bait, and when you're getting time to boot, that is quite efficient Halo from G1. But just like we saw, this is almost a splitting image, Garrett, of round 1. G1 able to put the first 30 or so on the board. Then it was 60 from SSG. Let's see how they respond here.
Well, I think it's like directly correlates with Suspector just running out of ammo. The man was running an absolute clinic and then suddenly runs out of his utility, and well, Space Station immediately find the break, and they're finding an answer right away. Eco and Bound working together to break these players out of B, but it's bubu dubu who's gotten behind enemy lines, able to keep them off the ball for now. So even though G1 go 3 down, bubu dubu stays them off the ball for at least 10 seconds, trying to buy his team time to play back for these rockets.
Attention shifting away from that oddball for now towards these rockets as Bound grabs those, takes down Sab. Falcated goes down. Bubu Dubu now last player alive, as we're going to see SSG rotate back to A, regain control of that oddball. I'd be curious if they get cafe spawns here though. Does G1 get no? Blocking that cafe spawn is Pznguin, I believe. Brilliant there, and that's going to force C spawns and an even further trek out of spawn for Gamers First.
Oh no! Look up to your left. Bound has 2 players coming up the driveway. 2 players that do their work together to take down Bound, but that was a dangerous situation for G1 running into a rocket player like that, and they're going to keep that pressure forward. They're trying to get to this ball as fast as possible before the rotate can come in. Space Station are all on top of each other towards the cafe, but G1 is trying to run a heist, steal this ball out of the hands of StelluR. Falcated on the flank, but Bound keeping that ball at bay.
Great prediction here from Falcated, or great comms, either or, from G1 as they predict the movement of Bound. And right now, Bound is one of those guys that you really want to focus. StelluR with the most kills, but it's been Bound who's been really passing the eye test, looking phenomenal here in this series against G1. Space Station up 2-1 on that scoreboard. A very similar splitting image to what we saw in round 1. It was 60-30 in that one, 40-20 here. So what that tells me is that Gamers First with a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more time to play with, and that's exactly what they needed, losing that first round by just a few seconds.
So rotating towards the right, out of that stalker rifle, but replacing a stalker with the commando, you can't really ask for much more. Falcated knowing that people are knocking on the door, but he has a stiff defense, able to use this shotgun to get one. StelluR's one shot in the back, and they clean him up. Bubu Dubu from the mid map, able to work with his teammate. Rockets in the hands of G1. This is where G1 can start to really put some separation on this leaderboard.
Smart wasteful resource there from Bubu Dubu. Knew he was going to go down, wasting that rocket. I like that, because with a 3 push here, 4 push from SSG with rockets, this looks like a whole different story. Instead, it's even 3-3 on the feet. StelluR goes down. Suspector with clutch shots, no shields, but plenty of hope now for Gamers First as all go down for SSG, and Gamers First now mounting a much better mid game than the performance we saw in round 1.
Problem is they were so close to the finish line in round 1, and then Space Station were able to find the break and pull it away. You're never safe against this team. And well, Suspector needs to go big with his weapon. And Suspector 21-15 in this game thus far. He's been proficient as he keeps the Space Station team on the respawn screen.
Clinical bait and switch there. Falcated dipping below, says Suspector, why don't you clean this one up for me? As he does just that. Numbers advantage on the kill feed and the score feed now for Gamers First, as they've now just about doubled up on SSG. Phenomenal response, phenomenal regain here, and it's a large part because of Suspector at top C with that red rifle. Now he's got the shotgun to boot. My favorite combination in the game. I'd rather have this than rockets. Just Suspector showing exactly why.
And it feels as if we're having a case of deja vu time after time. Space Station keep trying to push in the same way, and G1 find the same kills they're going to be able to take round 2, and they found a setup that worked, right, Mikowski? The amount of times that we saw Space Station try to break into C and just have no success, not even marginal success. It was clinical from the side of G1, and it's something that you want to replicate in round 3. They have found the weakness of Space Station.
Important to note, too, that G1 spawning on that C side, so if they win this opening break, they can take it right back and have almost a continuation from round 2, but no. The opening break goes to SSG. So too does the oddball, the rockets, and momentum. The double kill now for Bound. Does he have more waiting? No, gonna elect to just wait, let those shields recharge. But Gamers First has him called out. Bubu Dubu has him down to no shields. But Bound with the grenade bounce pass takes down Bubu Dubu. If he takes down Sab as well, he'll be on fire. But no, Bound going down, stopping the bleeding. But SSG sneaking away with that 30-second start.
That's crazy how the first 3 games have all opened up the same way. Opening time that's not really contested. And Space Station's able to put up this lead. I'm in trouble. Oh no, that shotgun gonna get the job done. StelluR's been having a hell of a performance, 25 and 17 thus far this game. No one's really been able to shut him down, as G1 is desperately trying to keep Space Station off this ball. But I don't think they're gonna be successful because StelluR's just in the back cleaning up all the carnage.
Falcated Sabinater looking to play a little duo work there. SSG shutting it down though. Great work with that shotgun as well. Bait and switch now out. StelluR gonna let Bound finish that one. And I love the prioritization. StelluR didn't even give it another look at Sab once he knew that Bound had that takedown. Instead, prioritizing his focus on bottom mid. And more points here for SSG as they've got 50 and rolling.
Man, you can tell that StelluR has like entered the flow state. The way that he's moving across this map, the way that he's listening to his teammates' comms, he's always in the right place at the right time, getting the weapon they need the most. The Stalker rifle is going to try to hold these players off the rockets, and it was successful. Pznguin gets it in his hands. He's ready to break on in. Nothing in the cafe. One at the back of B. Bound gets the cleanup, and G1 go 2 down. Falcated trying to find the response at the back of cafe, but it's going to be too little too late. StelluR's been on a rampage. He's the last one alive, but he's going to soak up a bit of time while he waits for his teammates to come to his safety.
And this is all a cause and effect right now, Garrett, of that opening break for SSG. StelluR still alive in the back of A, but when I look at that opening break, I saw SSG sprinting towards A. They did not want any of that oddball even inching closer to C. They remembered. They didn't, I mean, it's not really surprising that they remember since that round was just moments ago, but the absolute beating that Gamers First put on SSG at C. Space Station electing to rotate that ball at the start to A, and it's never left.
G1 just needs to keep up with StelluR and Bound. They both are combined for 61 kills at the moment. And now time is running out with only 20 seconds left for Space Station to win this game. Bound gets in the face of G1. Bound keeping them weak. StelluR trying to get the cleanups, but finally G1 find the break. But look at Pznguin's play. He's going to throw it down bottom mid. The spawns from Eco are at bottom C. He has instant access to the ball. It's a beautiful play ball that keeps G1 off of the time.
And that is why milking an oddball is not about milking time. It's about milking those play balls. Pznguin jumping to the heavens, throwing the ball even further as G1, after the team wipe on SSG, would have had a full setup at A and likely 10, maybe even 15 more seconds, if not for that smart play from Pznguin. Numbers still an advantage here for Gamers First. We haven't really seen that much this round. The last 2 sequences, Gamers First with an edge on the numbers, maintaining that as Eco goes down. Falcated wants to take down Bound to really start to roll here and start to get those chunk gains that Gamers First needs to come back.
G1 was down 79 points when they picked up this ball. One of the largest comebacks you'll see in a round 3 of oddball is needed for G1 right now, and they're doing a beautiful job at it. Remember, this was a setup that Space Station could not break in round 2, and so far Space Station struggling to get through that midline.
Yeah, and if there's any downfall to Pznguin's great play ball, I guess you could argue it's that the ball got a little bit closer to C than A. I mean, I know I'm kind of reaching here, but this is the difference right now. It was a great play ball from Pznguin, but oddly enough, you gave Gamers First less distance to get this into their preferred setup here at C, and it's working for them. Bubu Dubu with the commando kill, a free kill, no less on SSG. 2 go down. I feel it, Garrett. G1 mounting the comeback, now down only 15.
The momentum is here. You can feel the air changing. G1 are back in this game. They have gotten 79 points from this hold as the ball starts to rotate back. They've closed the gap, but Space Station have finally broken into C. Is the rotation enough? Suspector holds at the back of B. StelluR goes down. Suspector gets 2. It's only Bound versus Falcated. They're trying to keep the ball out. Ball rotating back towards Eco. G1 are pushing forward. Space Station can't get this ball away. The game is changing hands once again. G1 are playing phenomenal. Space Station go 3 down.
And on that note, Gamers First miraculously has their first lead of this round, down a minute plus. And now it's SSG down bad as Falcated earns himself the double kill. This is unbelievable after you think about the ridiculous lead that SSG had. They could have maybe played for time. Instead, it's G1 earning 100 seconds, the comeback, and sending us to a game 5.
It's all because of that man, Falcated. What he was able to do with the stalker rifle, with the rotations, getting those kills, earned them the victory. 40 kills and just 22 deaths. Stepping up for his team in the biggest moments. But it was the C hold that was too much for Space Station to overcome. Remember, it was round 2 and round 3. The way that G1 won this game was because they took that ball into the back of C and held firm. Space Station could never break the setup, and this game quickly came back into G1's favor.
Falcated looking like a LeBron James on his historical night with 36 on the board. Make it 37. I believe he dropped 40. I think he did. 40 pop for Falcated here. And what a time to hit that in game 4. Adding a 0 to the end of that kill death rate. My goodness. 40 against SSG. I know it went 3 rounds, but my goodness. We're getting to see a little bit of a reason why the red rifle, the battle rifle, it didn't matter which rifle he had in his hands. Falcated wasn't missing.
I can't believe they made the comeback. Everything was in favor of SSG in round 3, and it all slipped away, and it went back to that setup, and it went back to putting the game into Falcated's hands. Impressive from G1, and if I'm knowing Space Station, they're back in the lab. They're not going to start this game right away. They're talking to each other. They're getting themselves set up straight. Well, StelluR is up next.
Here's an edge that we maybe haven't discussed yet, Garrett. Hoaxer, coach of G1, former coach for Cloud9, now SSG. Does he have the book? I would imagine he does. I imagine he still has some notes in his notebook on this SSG roster that could be the advantage Gamers First needs to edge out this comeback. Maybe even some would call it an upset.
I mean, honestly, it has to be a conversation piece, right? Because
and
Hoaxer knows the playbook.
Do you switch up? Yeah, sorry, but do you switch up the opening strats because you know Hoaxer knows? This is really this big brain stuff we're breaking down here, but this is the conversation that's happening right now in these two discords.
Yeah, honestly, it's I'm surprised that SSG let Hoaxer walk off that team because he was such a key part to their success.
Absolutely.
He has just such a brilliant mind for this game. And you can tell that he's done a lot of work with this G1 roster because of how resilient they are in these games. They're never down and out. Live Fire's up next. And remember, last time these teams played in StelluR was a huge win for G1. They ran away with the game. They're going to try to replicate that success once again.
Yeah, the tale of this tape is wild because you had game 1, miraculous comeback for SSG. Games 2 and 3, blowouts for each Gamers First and SSG. And then it's G1 with a miraculous comeback of their own. Down 75, I think almost 80 seconds on Oddball Streets. Something's got to give, Garrett. But I hope and I believe that this Game 5 is going to be close.
It's like, how close? It's like, I almost want to see what Mr. Snow has dug up for these two when it comes to Game 5 situations. Who is the icy one? I mean, last time these teams played, right, we know how that went. Space Station were able to ice up. They found the win against G1 and ruined their hopes. But now it feels as if there's a different air around this G1 team, right? A massive comeback. They're able to play so efficiently with each other. You have to figure this one's going to go to G1.
Oof. I don't know. Hard to say. This one's going to be all about ice in the veins for either of these two teams. And what a preparation for Charlotte here on land. These are some of the nerves that you feel. I know we're online, but this match, Garrett, it's had the intensity. It's had the feel. This one has felt palpable. It almost feels like we might have a rivalry developing. And it makes sense going back again to that NA Super Cloud9 versus Gamers First. One of the most unbelievable pushes on Catalyst Slayer. Gamers First earning that Game 5 victory in the final seconds. Will it be the case here again against the same roster? New organization here, though, in SSG. And a big ups to SSG for making the move in the offseason to really pick up a competitor, to really catapult yourself to the top of the rankings. SSG, an org last year that you saw out at the HCS events, right? They were creating content, they were interacting with fans, they were doing merch giveaways. They had merch, period. So SSG, an org that has been putting in the work behind the scenes, and G1, another one of those orgs that I'd say is equal with SSG in terms of the passion, the dedication, the resources committed to Halo. So both of these two teams, you could argue, deserve to win it, Garrett, but only one is gonna.
Only one's gonna do it, guys. There is a prediction in chat. Go put your channel points down. And I really just made this because I wanted to see how the audience feels, right? Where is the audience standing right now when it comes to who's gonna win this Game 5? And I just got an update from Mr. Snow when it comes to Game 5 situations. Space Station, they don't have the greatest record, 1-2. That one game,
wow,
against G1, but then G1 0-3, have not won a Game 3 all year.
A Game 5.
Oh yeah, I mean a Game 5. I'm sorry. This includes the Space Station Gaming Showdown and the HCS Online Open that we just saw a couple days ago. G1, 0% win percentage in Game 5. Something needs to turn up that ice factor. Here we go.
Hopping on board here with Sab as he lands the skill jump, gets him up to the high ground here. Bound might not have the timing because of that, as the plasma pistol goes wide. SSG with the opening break kill, taking down Bubu Dubu. An opportunity here to swarm, but it looks like they're gonna rest on their spawn here at A. Play for this sniper rifle instead. There we go. Sab with that plasma pistol finally going out. Trades going down. Pznguin squeaks away with that sniper rifle, but he goes down to Suspector. Oh, and I don't know if SSG wants to see Suspector with that snipe.
Suspector backs his way up, looking for an angle towards this overshield. All the pressure mounting towards this play. Pznguin, he's made one shot, but he just doesn't feel safe enough to jump up to that overshield yet. Suspector takes the time to look once again. Pznguin made one shot, not able to get that overshield away from Space Station. Suspector kicking himself for missing some crucial shots.
Narrow edge here for Space Station, and Bound not able to narrowly escape the plasma pistol. Great counter there from Gamers First. Bound with a full overshield to work with, but Gamers First made sure it was ineffective. Now down just to Suspector with no more shots in that sniper rifle. That one's going to be sent back to top mid. Overshield up in 20 seconds. You're starting to see that shift a little bit Both of these teams starting to work their way over to that overshield. Falcated, I like this with the plasma pistol. This is a little hedging of the bets. This is a little insurance plan here. Just in case G1 doesn't get this overshield, he's got the counter to it.
Okay, able to get away, getting back towards his team, and they're going to push on forward. Into the sandbags they go. G1 looking to find a break while the overshield's up. Pznguin goes down, and the rest of Space Station's in trouble. Falcated gets the double. Eco and Bound, the last two alive. Bound able to at least find one, try to keep G1 away. And look at this response. 3 players go down. Suspector last alive for this G1 roster.
Just as it looked like G1 had the nice rotation there. A lot of SSG expecting G1 to be over on the seaside. Rotated to A sandbags instead. But regardless, it's still that 3-kill lead for Space Station. After all of that, it's more of the same. Sniper rifle coming up here in 20 seconds as well. Pznguin doing his best to defend that location. Gonna have some grenades coming in here. Uses the vents here to protect himself. Stays alive. And is now 10 seconds away from having his hands on that sniper.
And Pznguin digging himself deep into those vents. You feel like he would have fallen off, but he knows exactly where he can stand, getting as much coverage as possible. And Bound just slow playing at that top of tower will earn himself a kill. And now Space Station looking to have the better angle for this sniper rifle. What is a 2-kill lead now could soon balloon if Bound can hit some big shots. But Suspector cuts it down, and it's going to get mixy at bottom mid as Sniper's up for grabs.
Bottom mid now becoming a power position with that full sniper rifle. Laying in wait. Pznguin picking it up, sneaking out of there. He didn't want none of that. Wanted to make sure he repositioned and reshielded StelluR. Now with his back against the wall. And it's a heat wave and a sniper rifle in the hands of these two players. If they go down, that could be absolutely crucial. StelluR goes down. Heat wave now potentially pushing up on Pznguin. Pznguin facing a lot of pressure here with that sniper rifle. Has help. Lands the assist, but not the no-scope. And now G1 is mounting a comeback, but no. Bound denies any of it with a double kill of his own. Just as it looked like Gamers First was ready to tie it, Bound pops off.
Space Station's been working incredibly well when down numbers, right? It feels like G1 get that first pick, feel like they're finally gonna get a little bit of momentum, close that score line up, but then a player like Bound, a player like StelluR creates space when there is none, gets the trades out, lets his teammates spawn up, and they keep putting separation on this leader on this scoreboard. So this has to be so frustrating for G1. They're doing the right things. They're getting the picks, but they just haven't been able to find the clean wipe.
And if you're G1 right now, knowing that Bound has this heat wave sniper, you've got to start focusing him. You cannot let him run amok on this map, because if he does, he might just run to the finish line. And a victory here in game 5 for SSG. Now mounting towards the top of that sniper rifle. He's got both power weapons to work with here on this map. And you can see with this lead for SSG, they're going to elect to just bait out all of these lanes from G1.
Okay, able to get back with his life. Opts for that re-challenge. Bound is waiting at top mid for one player to push out one step too far. You're going to see this game slow down until they're sure that Bound doesn't have any more of this sniper rifle to work with. G1 know how fragile this game state is right now. If they get clean wiped one more time, suddenly this game looks almost impossible to come back. A little cheeky play by Bound right there. He made the player one shot, tried to bounce that heat wave off the back wall to get the finish. Not going to be able to connect. One sniper shot left. An overshield up in 20 seconds. These players are going to have to start moving.
Yeah, that overshield finally forcing these two teams out of their spawns. SSG clinging to that 6-kill lead, maintaining it, knowing that it's on Gamers First to push them. If they wanted to sit back, they could. Granted, sometimes playing not to lose will put you, we'll hand you the L instead. But Bound looking to make sure that doesn't happen. Slight numbers advantage here for Gamers First. I expect the push up here to top snipe. Can they take down Bound? Yes. Wow. This has been a huge point of contention for Gamers First. Unable to take down the streaking Bound, but now he goes down. The sniper in the hands of Falcated, that heat wave too. Now Gamers First with a chance here with this overshield as well. But StelluR has it. No! Gamers First, just as they needed an OS, they don't get it.
G1 put all those resources into finding Bound and taking him down with the sniper. Unfortunately, They let Eco get the brand new one, and once they got the sniper, they realized, oh my god, there's only one shot left in this. And suddenly the glint of Eco's scope sent them away in fear. It's an 8-kill lead, and it looks to continue to grow. G1 have no resources to work with to get out of this sticky situation. They're gonna have to coordinate with each other and take down Eco without him extending the score with this sniper play.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. They were able to take down Bound, but was it too late? The score, too much. The ammo left in that sniper, too little. Only one shot. Once Gamers First was finally able to storm the tower and take back control of the sniper, now in the hands of Eco and SSG once again. 2 shots to work with, and if either of those two connect on the head, this one could be all but over for G1 as they face a 10-kill deficit.
Overshield comes up in 20 seconds. G1 need to find a clean break on Space Station. Get themselves set up for that overshield if they want to get back into this game. It's still close enough, but if you get wiped one more time, this one's going to get too far gone. Eco finds the trade on bubu dubu. Overshield in 3 seconds. Penguin's waiting on top of it. Sab needs to go big. Sab wins the fight, but Bound's waiting on top tower. He's kept Falc away from that overshield, and it looks like overshield has gone back into the favor of Space Station once again. They only need 10 more. G1 have to outslay at a 2-to-1 pace to win this game.
And this game looking a lot like the Game 5 from the Halo World Championships against Fnatic for Gamers First. Too many overshields given up to the other team. Seeing that here in this matchup as StelluR earned himself another overshield. And this 10-kill lead has been fairly easy to maintain because of the overshield domination here in recent moments for SSG StelluR. Now pushing up with that commando, trying to get a little repulsor off the gap, maybe a pancake combination as he trades out with Sab. And right now, Garrett, you'll take trades all day.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Space Station is playing for. Look how much, how aggressive they've been in the last 30 seconds. They know as long as they get the damage in for the teammate to trade out the kills, they are going to win this game. G1 has to outslay at a 2-to-1 pace, and so far, they haven't even gotten close to doing so. StelluR picks up the new sniper rifle, and the writing is on the wall. A miracle is needed. G1 praying for something to happen, but Space Station look to remain dominant.
4 kills left for SSG. And they might go down in short order. No, Suspector going to stop the bleeding for now, but is it too little, too late for Gamers First? StelluR. And this has been the tale of the tape for me, Garrett. Heat wave control, sniper control, overshield control, all in the favor of Space Station. And honestly, it's almost a miracle that Gamers First was able to keep it within 8 towards the end game, despite having no resources to work with, as SSG will in fact close the door on any hope for a comeback as they take Game 5 and this series over G1.
What an incredible best of 5. And we see G1 in another heartbreaking loss against Space Station. Hoaxer not able to get the revenge on his old team, but their tournament not over yet. Sent down to the elimination bracket. They'll have a chance to make their way back, but Space Station has proved to be icy once again in Game 5. You can't cheat that experience. And G1, a newly formed roster, you figure they're going to eventually get their Mikowski, but work's still needed as Space Station get the job done in the Game 5. Once again, back-to-back days of G1 losing Game 5 games to Space Station.